Zombie Town was released in 2023. This is directed by Peter Lepeniotis and it's written by Michael Samonek, Michael Schwartz, and Peter Lepeniotis. I apologise if I've mispronounced any of those names. And we have a cast including Dan Aykroyd, Chevy, Marlon Kazadi, Czerny, and Madi Monroe, and various others. And the performances are very good. No problems with the performances. The camera work is fine. That's about it. It doesn't really have anything to offer. They could have told this story in 20 minutes, half an hour, nothing happens. But I love the concept, which is maybe why I'm particularly unhappy, because if it was just a regular film with a pretty average concept and it wasn't well executed, fine, I'll move on from it. But this one sounded really great. It's about two teenagers who watch this horror film created by this horror filmmaker, and after they watch it, everybody around them suddenly turns into zombies. And this is actually based on the book by R.L. Stine, which I haven't read. I've read some of Stine's work. I really would like to read more. If you can recommend any, please feel free to do so. Maybe I should check out Zombie Town because I liked the concept. But in the context of the film, there's not enough substance there. It takes 30 minutes just to get to that point. You don't need 30 minutes to set up with this kind of film. You really don't. And nothing happens for those 30 minutes. And then, honestly, nothing happens for the remainder of the hour or so that's left. It is so slow. And it's supposed to be a comedy horror. The intro was quite funny. We're told some funny things in the intro. I quite liked that. And then after that, there's nothing funny about it. It's not comedic at all. And unfortunately, the narrative is so poorly executed. I hope the book on which it's based is better quality, because I really like the concept of this horror film and this horror filmmaker having something to do with everybody being turned into zombies. I think it's a great concept. And if you read the story, I'd love to know if it's a better story, if it's more interesting. Maybe it's not. Maybe the source material itself is not very good. But if that's the case, with the film, there's the opportunity to make it better. And unfortunately, that just wasn't the case. Great concept. I might check out R.L. Stine's story to see what it's like, to see how it compares. But within the film, it's not very well handled. It's very boring. Nothing happens for pretty much the entire duration of the film. The characters are fine. They're not boring. They're not unlikable. But they don't really have anything to offer. The performances, as I said, are absolutely fine. No problems there. The horror aspect doesn't exist. Now, I wasn't expecting it to be terrifying. It's a comedy horror. Comedy horrors are very rarely scary. They're usually maybe suspenseful, a little quirky and chilling. Sometimes they can have really creepy moments, but they're very rarely scary. But this one has so few horror elements that it doesn't even work with that. If you're looking for a comedy horror, even if you don't mind a weak story, but you're looking for comedy horror elements, there's not much of that there either. So unfortunately, it's a very, very weak film. And while some bits are okay, as I said, the performances are fine, the camera work's fine, the music isn't something I wrote down in my notes, so that means that it's not bad. But everything else about it is very weak. It's not a great film. It's a really great concept, but unfortunately, it's very poorly executed. I don't know if we can blame the source material or not, but I found this to be a very poor film. And it's unfortunate because it sounded great, but it definitely did not deliver.